Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone's having a great day, safe day. Let's make it a great night, folks. Create new agreements based on respect and love. Take the responsibility to make new agreements with those you love. If an agreement doesn't work, change the agreement and create a new one. Use your imagination to explore all the possibilities. Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials close up 196, NASDAQ up 84, S&P's up 22, gold contract down $6.10, trading at $12.90 an ounce. Silver down 2 cents, $17.07 an ounce. Platinum down $4.50 at $9.77 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.98 a pound. Now, that being said, what you're going to see with copper, folks, it's pretty amazing. I'm going to go through some copper stocks out here. Copper might be flat, but guess what? Copper stocks, they're going to the moon. Copper actually hit 302 out here today. It looks like copper wants to go to the 308 level. Big numbers coming in copper. That's been quite an expansion. So from $2.50 to 302 within 3 months. Oil up 70 cents, trading at $2.98 an ounce, a barrel rather. Notes, 10-year note down 8 ticks, 126.18. 30-year bond down 16 ticks, 155.21. If we get open, we take a look at this. What you're going to see is this. Inside the 10-year note out here, it pulls back today with 920,000 contracts. That 920,000 contracts, folks, is going into 1.3 million contracts, almost 1.4 million. These bonds don't want to back off. Now, the high that they're going after is June 14th. That high was 127.08. If you actually look at the 10-year right now, the Fed might want to go up in rates, but guess what? The market is buying bonds. We're still at 2.21 on the 10-year. If we take a look at this and we do it the whole 6 months, the low for the 10-year is 2.1. The high is 2.6. We're at 2.2. If we take the yearly and go back a year, you're going to see the low is 1.5. The high is 2.6. So that differential is big. That's almost 1 full percentage point. But right now, guess what? We're still at 2.2, and I suspect that high wants to be tested. We'll see if it gets taken out. If you have volume behind the move, guess what? Rates are going lower. King dollar right now up 438 ticks. We take a look at King dollar. What you're going to see with King dollar is this. King dollar went up today on 19,000 contracts. That's anemic volume. That being said, I expect King dollar's finally, got a bounce going. 95, 96 is game on King dollar. The real question is going to be if it continues higher. With this anemic volume, your probability goes much higher that this is a B to a C of a much larger ABC structure on the way down. That'll take King dollar to the 88 level. We break 88 and King dollar will have some big problems because if we get a couple points into 88, if we go to 86, then you're going to see a King dollar down at 77 to 72, and that is pretty intense because that's saying that the U.S. dollar is losing value in an incredible way. If we go over to the Canadian dollar and you look at that's just the opposite correlation. What you're going to see is that the Canadian dollar, bottom line, 4 months ago, we were 137 Canadian dollar to 1 U.S. dollar. We're at 125 right now. This baby looks like it's going to get down to 124. And we'll see, in fact, if we ever went back to the 70 area, that means that the Canadian dollar would go par once again. Last time that we were par with the Canadian dollar was in May of 2011, as well as November of 2007. So there's a lot of moves that are happening out here. The euro, and with the reason I'm bringing these currencies up in the update right now is that Jackson Hole's going to be happening out here, folks. These currencies are going to be moving around. I think particularly the dollar and the pound, they're going to be moving around quite a bit. Right now, the euro is at 117.58. Bottom line, this has been a one-way trade inside the euro. We've gone from 105 in April. You're at 117 right now, and we'll see whether it basically is going to get up and over this 118 to get to the 123 area. We're going to take a look at the S&Ps. What do we have inside the S&Ps? S&Ps out here today, you went up in 60 million shares. We came down on 128 million, And if we take a look at the last dead cat bounce that we had, meaning on the 10th of August, you came down with 120 million shares. First day up, we did 73 million. So this correlation is important, and this is why. Each and every time when you look at the market, do you have the strength in the market, is the energy there in the market or not? What you're going to see here, and this is the first time since May that we actually came down twice very fast, did another counter trend bounce, but what you can see, and the energy level is that it's abating, it's evaded very quickly. The first time that we came down, August 10th, you did 120 million shares. First day of the bounce, we did 73 million. We came down last week with 128 million. That expanded, and guess what? We only did 60 million. So 60 million instead of 73. On the way down, we did 128 versus 120. Now let's go over to the Qs and take a look at that same correlation. The correlation inside the Qs go like this. On the 10th, we came down with 63 million. Last week, we came down with 70 million. The first day of the bounce on the Qs, we did 34 million. Today, we did 36. So the Qs had more strength this time than they did last time. On the IWM, what do we have? IWM, small caps. First time we came down on the 10th, we did 40 million. You did a counter trend bounce with 21. We came down with 32 million on the small caps. We did a counter trend bounce of 24. So it's intriguing. So the small caps are actually saying that it can bounce a little bit more. SPY, however, bottom line, saying it's going to lower price. Inside the actual indices, we did 688 million going into 924 on the NYSE. We take a look at the NASDAQ composite. The composite did 1.5 billion versus 2 billion. If we take a look at this composite right now, what you're going to see composite-wise is that we got up 84 bucks. We started down on Wednesday at 63.34. This baby can get, I suspect, 63.24. Yeah, we can get up another $25 pretty easy. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. Dow Industrials finished up 196. NASDAQ up 84. S&P's up 25. We're going to be right back.